Hello everyone, this is Xander Chiron, and this is not episode 5 of Epic Flail. Well, I was originally planning on doing that tonight. I fought a battle, got my ass horribly kicked. I was on Paddy Field. Didn't go too well for me. Anyway, so yeah, I did that, live cast and everything. Except I forgot that I had my microphone muted, so I was basically talking to myself for 45 minutes. And yeah, that's about it. So instead, I'm just going to take this as an opportunity to talk to you guys. So if you're looking for Wargame Red Dragon gameplay, no, too bad. I'm sorry to disappoint. Otherwise, I'm just going to wander around in From the Depths. Fun games in early access on Steam. You build stuff in it. This is my attempt at making a replica of the Royal Canadian Navy Halifax class frigate. It's alright. I got some of the proportions on it messed up. The funnel housing really just does not look right. Underwater, it's bit too, just has too much drought on it, and that's about it. Still trying to get the Vulcan Sea Whiz to work. Just the way the game mechanics work, a 20mm Sea Whiz gun is really not the most effective, or at least the size that I built. Mine's doesn't have a lot to it. If any of you play From the Depths, you'd recognize it. This is not make for a fast shooting gun. So yeah, that's it, Lesson learned. Make sure your microphone is on before you try recording something. Also, you may notice that my voice does sound a little bit different. That is because my wind pop filter finally arrived. So now you guys no longer have to listen to me breathing. I'm sure some will be disappointed, and I'm sure many will be rejoiced. Or most probably just don't notice. But yeah, that's about it. As for... So yeah. I don't really have much else to say. Maybe I'll just ramble on about random stuff. And just randomly shoot the weapons on my ship. It's probably loud and hard to hear me over it. I've really adjusted the settings in this game for proper voiceovers. Anyway. Yeah, I'm not going to do From the Depths gameplay regularly just because I'm sure the recording probably has a few hitches in it, but probably shouldn't be too bad right now, hopefully. But yeah, as soon as basically anything happens, the game's going to basically turn... Well, I don't know. The frame rate will drop on my end, and it's definitely going to drop on your guys' end as well. That's why From the Depths gameplay is not going to be a regular thing ever, unless I'm just showing off something that I made. So yeah. Halifax class frigate. What else is there? Yeah, and if I ever go a few days without releasing a video, it's probably because I'm playing this game. And I'm making ridiculous monstrosities such as this. It's supposed to be a guided missile battlecruiser. It has 9 330mm guns mounted in 3 turrets and a whole buttload of missiles. Lots and lots of missiles. Got some nice big long-range missiles there. Got some medium-range anti-air missiles, torpedoes, short-range anti-air missiles, some medium range anti-shipping missiles, more medium range anti-shipping missiles, you know, fun stuff like that. This thing is just kind of ridiculously big. At 260 meters, that makes it longer than any battleship in history. Not dramatically longer. If I recall correctly, the longest battleship would have been the American Iowa class at 255 meters, I think. I'd have to double check that. Yeah, it's actually... Well, everybody talks about how big the Yamato class battleships were that the Imperial Japanese Navy had. They were the displacement. They were the... Like, but just considering displacement, they were the biggest battleships. However, they actually were shorter than the American Iowas, though I do believe they were wider. So yeah, that's about it. Originally, this thing was not going to have as many missiles as it has now, but then once I realized just how much, you know, fore and aft I had to work with, I decided to throw in more missiles. Yeah, and that's about it. In case you're wondering about the colors, those are my fleet colors that I have in the game. Maybe I'll just... There you go. Remove the HUD. Get some nice cinematic shots. Or something, I don't know. Make the view less cluttered. Yeah, actually, here's the flag. That's just the default flag. If someone wants the, you know, you can get an image URL or something. I think you can... Not there, and there. Flags. So you can upload an image and use a custom flag. Maybe I'll do that at some point. Probably not. I don't really have a custom flag that I could use. Unless I feel like throwing something stupid together in Microsoft Paint or something. I don't know. That could be entertaining. Yeah. There you go. Oh yeah. Forgot to mention the anti-air gun. It's a 125 millimeter. I know I can fire them off for you if you so desire. You can hit caps lock and it will follow the projectile. Not the most accurate ones in the ever. Though they can go a fair bit until eventually they get too much drag and they slow down and plummet to the earth. Though just the way the game is programmed, it's actually very easy to put things into orbit. It's easiest to see if I put the HUD back on. So I go, get my main guns, point them up in the sky, fire that, and I'm in space, because as you can see in the upper right hand corner, my speed is a constant 443.1 meters per second. That's because they are in space and are no longer affected by drag, and are just going to keep going until, I can't remember the exact time, I've never sat down and timed it, but basically it'll go a certain distance and then they'll just explode. Or if I want, I can fire them at a more reasonable altitude. See if I can put them over the mountain there. Oh, looks like it's just going to make it. And hit the other one. And that went almost 4,000 meters. Yeah, compared to real life, the weapon ranges in this game are fairly short. And the annoying thing about the firing guns is that you don't know how far. Like, it doesn't tell you in the interface how far away the missile is. However, or how far away the projectile is. However, with missiles, you can see near the bottom of the stats there, it tells you distance from launch pad. Tells you speed, how much health the missile has. That's relevant for anti-missile systems that will try to destroy it. It'll keep going, and then once it runs out of fuel, it just kind of drops out of the sky. So again, you know, IRL missiles, anti-air missiles, and don't work like that, but that's whatever. It's just a game, you know. Works well enough. Those are flares to distract infrared guided missiles. These here are missile interceptors. They'll try and fly into other missiles and destroy them. Those are torpedoes. They're slow moving, but they can go a very long way, and they're very field efficient. In fact, with these missiles, with these torpedoes, there you go, I can English, they will despawn before they get to their maximum range. Which I think they basically go for 60 seconds and then they'll explode. And that goes for all missiles. Once they're in the water, as soon as they go for 60 seconds, they'll explode. Unless there's a, or I should probably show you this. So yeah, this is how you customize missiles. Basically how it works. I can probably just show you in the build interface. Hit E and that gives you the list of all the parts you can use. For missiles, you go to missile. You put down a controller, connector that connects pieces. You don't need to have a connector. You can connect a launch pad directly to the missile controller. It says upper right hand corner that's connected to it. Anyway, so you can do that. You know, stick them. If you want, you can put them on a turret base and have them rotate. Anyway, and then you need missile gantries, and that determines the size of the missile. The 3, 4, and 5 block long missiles have built-in presets that they'll do. This is a basic infrared missile. And anyway, from here, so you have different parts. Each missile gantry block, right there, gives you 2 parts. So you can have just a basic body like that, you know, that won't do anything. You can fire this and it'll literally just drop right off. Won't do anything. You can throw a short range, that's the wrong place to put it. So, tail is here, nose is there. So you have your, no, I don't want my fuel tank. Short range thruster, there we go. It's fast, but it's not very efficient. You can give it a delay, or if I click here, you can how long it will burn for and how long it takes for it to the thruster to activate. You can also have a variable thruster, and then you can determine, you know, how fast it accelerates, and then you can tell it, you know, how much thrust you want it to give. So this will be a relatively slow-moving missile. Honestly, I'll just throw one together. Fuel tank. There we go. Give it a something. Doesn't really matter what I throw on it. I'll just give it an let's see. Explosive. Let's give it to explosive. Doesn't really matter. Just filling up space on it. Of course, if I want to, I could just leave these blank. And infrared seeker. And each different part provides a different amount of drag. Like the infrared camera makes infrared missiles more reliable, but it adds drag. Anyway, so there's that. So that's just the default settings for it. Leave build mode. Fire it off. Hit control, and there you go. It's going to go 500 meters or so, and like that. Now if I want, I can go in here, give it something. There you go, all the way. All the way. That's really not going to achieve anything. There you go. It's going super fast, super fast, super fast, and out of fuel. And yeah, that's very basic way to look at missiles. Doesn't really matter. There's a similar thing for well, you have 2 kinds of guns in the game. You have these basic ones to throw together. They make they're powerful and simple, but kind of, you know, blunt force instrument. As with advanced cannons, you can do a lot with them. If you want, you can turn them into rail guns. You have different mantlets that determines how the gun traverses. So you have an Omni-Man will just allow it to move basically in any direction, kind of like how you'd see on a tank, like a World War II era casement tank destroyer. You have this one, you know, will go up and down. This one, just a bigger version of the Omni manlet, 3 meter tall. And then you have the anti-air one. And the anti-air one that's what I use on all of my turrets. It has advantages and disadvantages, you know. It's, first of all, it's relatively small at 2 meters tall, so it doesn't take up too much space and it's easy to work with. And allows you to basically point the gun straight up. The disadvantage is that you have basically no gun depression. So it's so especially with these, you know, main guns, is that if something's really close to the ship, it can't hit them. That's about it. And honestly, I don't know why I'm even giving a basic tutorial for From the Depths now. I'm not very good at the game, and no one who watches my channel, well, probably no one who watches my channel really cares about what it does about the game. I'm just doing this so I can throw out a video and let you know that I goofed when trying to make my Wargame Red Dragon video. And yeah, that's about it. So yeah, I'm Xander Turon, and you guys have a lovely day.